All right, kids, welcome to Edpuzzle video 2.10, Writing System of Inequalities. So before we begin, let us know, answer one question from the entrance prompt. All right, awesome. Now let's dive into the math portion of this lesson. So before we begin, we have to focus on some new vocabulary words. Before we do that, okay, I want us to take a look at our symbols and our old vocab. So far we learned our symbol is less than when it has a line underneath it. And remember, our trick for these is it looks like an L. It's less than or equal to. And then when they're facing the other way, that is your greater than and greater than or equal to. The new words we're going to focus on today are these bottom portions. All right, so I'm talking about everything underneath. Now, those are what we're going to be looking at. But even more so, we're going to be focusing on these two the most. The other ones might come up. Just think of it as this. These are different words for the same symbols you already know. Now we're going to be talking about word problems and like real life scenarios. So I don't walk around and saying, oh, I want less than or equal to this. I might say things like maximum, at most, no more than. All right, so let's take a look at some of those examples. How do we actually use that? So Miss Mish eats at most 3 fruits per day. So what does that mean? Let's find that word at most. I see it right here. That is the same thing as saying less than or equal to. So that really means Mish eats less or equal to 3 fruits per day. Right? But what does that mean as far as numbers go? That means I may eat 3 fruits. I might eat 2. I might eat 1. I might eat 0, and so on. Right? So if I eat less than or equal to 3 fruits, I include the 3, and then I'm just thinking of numbers smaller than it. Let's take a look at the next one. Miss Singari has taught karate for at least 8 years. So I find that word at least, it's right here, and that is under greater than or equal to. So that means Singari taught karate for greater or equal to 8 years. Right? Doesn't that sound weird? I wouldn't say that in real life. I wouldn't say Miss Singari taught karate for greater than or equal to 8 years. No, we say things like at least. So what does that mean as far as numbers go? That means she taught for 8 years, maybe 9, maybe 10, and more. Okay, next up. Miss Kwong tries to get no more than 7 hours of sleep. So where's no more than? No more than is right here, and that's less than or equal to. All right, so what numbers would you put for this? No more than 7 hours, less than or equal to 7. You would put 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and so on. All right, last one. Mr. Willett has $10 to spend on lunch today. So this one's a little bit weird. I see here it says has money. Think about this. If I go to the store and I have $10 in my pocket and no credit cards, that means I either have that exact $10 to spend or more or less. It's less. It's less than or equal to, because I can't, borrow money from the cashier. I have to give him $10 or I can't spend more than that. So I pick the numbers 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, so on. That's how much money I can spend at that store. All right. Now that we practiced with some vocab, let's talk about it as a system. All right. Jordan works for a landscape company during his summer vacation. He is paid $12 per hour for mowing lawns and $14 per hour for planting gardens. He would like to earn at least $250 this week. Because of school, Jordan can only work a maximum of 40 hours per week. So let's look at our steps. Our steps say to underline our key vocabulary. So I'm really looking for those same words again. So I saw that here, at least. And I saw it again. I saw another one. I saw maximum. All right, so that's at least, which is here. So we're going to put this symbol greater than or equal to. And then our other word was maximum, which meant less than or equal to. Okay, step 1, done. Step 2, circle all our numbers. So I saw $12 here, $14, $250, $40. Okay, good stuff. Step 2 is done. Step 3 says cross off all extra information. So that's stuff like this. Jordan works for a landscape company during his summer vacation. Really great for Jordan, but doesn't help us with this. He is paid $12 per hour for mowing lawns. That's actually going to be important, so I'm going to leave the mowing lawns part. He's paid $14 per hour for planted gardens. Again, that's going to be important for us. He would like to earn at least $250 this week. We already have that key information. And then because of school, he can only work a maximum of 40 hours. That's going to be important. All right, so now that we've annotated and we are master annotators, let's actually write this problem. So here it is again. This time it's annotated for us. All right, we discovered that at least meant greater than or equal to, and maximum meant less than or equal to. I'm just transferring that over. All right, so where do we begin with writing? We always want to start with our totals. Think of this as our first step. All right, so our totals come from those key words. So those key words that we talked about is at least and maximum. Those are our key words there. So I'm going to put those here. So we have at least 250. And what are we talking about? 250 what? We're talking about money. Then we have a maximum of 40. What is that 40 talking about? 40 is talking about hours. And you can see that right after the word 40. So now that we have that, we can put in our symbols. So that keyword at least meant greater than or equal to, and max meant less than or equal to. So now half of our equation's already done. So that was like a step 1. Step 2, I want you to focus on these let statements. These are the things at the bottom. Let X represent the number of hours mowing lawns, and Y represent the number of hours planting gardens. So this is going to go in this section of the table. So hours mowing lawns, and hours planting gardens. Okay? All right. So now let's look back at our numbers. So I've already used 250 and I've already used 40. There's only 2 numbers left, $12 and $14. That's talking about money. So if I look at my equations, this equation is talking about money, inequality 1. So that means my 12 and my 14 are going to go in this inequality because this is all about that money. So what do I do to finish this up? Now I'm just going to bring down that variable. X is going to go here. X is also going to go here. On this side, I have my Y's. And now I just need to determine, am I adding these or am I subtracting these? A way to think about it is if I'm taking a total, right? I'm taking a total of money and total of hours, then I'm adding it. Majority of the time it's going to be addition, but you might see a few of subtraction, so be on the lookout. So here's our 2 inequalities. We're done. Now that was a lot, so let's try a second one. All right, a high school drama club is putting their annual production together. There is a maximum of 800 tickets for the show. The cost of tickets are $6 before the day of the show and $9 on the day. To meet the expenses of the show, the club must sell at least 5,000 worth of tickets. All right, I underlined my keywords. I circled my numbers. I did step 1 and 2 as I was reading. Let's cross off that extra stuff. Again, this is nice, but I don't really care. We do care that it's tickets. And we do care about before and on the day. Usually right after the number, there's a keyword that's going to help us out. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's make those equations. All right, so do you remember what to start with? Let's find those totals. So what total do you see? I see a maximum of 800. What is that 800 talking about? It's talking about tickets. I see another keyword, at least. And that's 5,000. 5,000 what? Now we're talking about money. Okay, good stuff. Now, where do we look? Our let statements. So X represents the ticket sold before. Y is the ticket sold that day. So that is going to go here. X is tickets sold before. Y is tickets sold that day. Okay, let's go back to those numbers. We've already used our totals here. Now we have 2 more numbers. Those numbers are talking about money. So that's going to go here and here. Make sure your numbers match up with the word. So I have before goes here, on the day, that day. All right, let's put in our variables now. X, X, Y, Y. Our operations. Said nothing about subtracting here, so I'm assuming it's plus because we're finding the totals. And now, I almost forgot about our symbols. Our keywords were maximum. So max means less than or equal to on that chart, and at least means greater than or equal to. There's our inequalities, and we're done. All right, kids, that's it for this video. We're going to continue this in class. If you have any questions, write them down now so we'll be sure to answer them. See you soon.